Hello everyone and welcome to ZPR, Zanu Project Rethink. My name is Franck Zanu and I'm in the studio today with a wonderful, wonderful gentleman we have just met, barely 48 hours. I have Philip Gardner, flew in all the way from Atlanta, Georgia because she said she has some axe to grind with me based on one of my episodes he watched recently. You're going to get to see Philip. And he has one of the deepest minds and intellect for a young man. Philip is an entrepreneur based in Atlanta, Georgia. Philip, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, so I saw your video. You've probably seen it, and if you're watching this, it went super viral, him saying blacks have no culture. And I just wanted to go in and see what does he mean by that, and what do you mean by that?
So correction, I said not blacks, but African Americans.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's what, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's true. Now, first of all, let me explain. That, the TikTok version was a soundbite from a 45 to 50-minute long conversation I had with one of my guests, Nancy, about Haitians can't fix Haiti. So during the conversation, I don't know how we went into, she asked me about culture. Because I was talking about Haitian culture.
Yeah.
So it was a soundbite taken from a context, right? And I woke up in the morning and I have never been cursed in my life. And I understand when you make a statement like African Americans don't have culture. People are taking culture like saying African Americans don't have morals, or African Americans are not human, or African Americans don't have brains. No, people didn't even take time to say, what is culture? And then I went through 3,500 comments and no one even helped me to say, well, it's wrong, because I'm going to show you what culture is. So I'm really, really glad that at least one person, you put yourself in an uncomfortable, to fly all over from Georgia to be in the studio with me. Look, it means a lot, and I want to thank you for that, and then because you're going to give the opportunity for many people to explain. So a little bit, my background is, I studied mass communications journalism. So in mass communication journalism, you would study what is called advanced multicultural understanding.
Yeah.
And in advanced multicultural understanding, you get to talk about defined culture, people, customs, traditions, means of communications.
Yes.
So I seem to have, on a certain level, an understanding, unless you want to blame the textbook and my professor who taught me.
I might.
So first thing that comes to mind when you talk about a culture, first thing that comes to mind is language. That's the first thing. So if you talk about Japanese, and of course it's Japanese language. If you say Chinese or China, Chinese language, and it's very identifiable, right? It's distinct, it's identified to one particular group of people. All right? You wouldn't say Germans, oh yeah, a little bit of Chinese here and there. No, yeah. Chinese is Chinese, German is German, right? And so language is the first thing. When you talk about culture, language, the first primary ingredient in a culture is language. That language allows that collective group to form a world view. So as soon as somebody says culture, you are thinking of that people, that group, their collective world view. And as the word itself implies, meaning how do these people here, how do they see the world?
Yes.
Which is life.
Yeah.
Which includes you. How do they see you? What allows them to want to interact with you? And when they do, how do they interact? All this is informed by the worldview.
Yes.
So culture is a worldview made possible by the language a collective group of people speak.
Yeah.
So somebody, I think you may ask, then what is a worldview?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's where exactly what I want to be, where I want to start is, what is a worldview to you? What would you consider it, and where does it start, right?
So a worldview, you can, an example would be, what does a father tell his kids at home every day? You can understand that when they say parents, filial piety, which is the relationship between parents and children, it's not just hugging, it is what comes from the parents to the child.
Yeah.
The question you should ask is, what role does culture play? And why is it so important that people always identify with culture? The role culture plays is one thing only. It prepares you which come from your parents to you, how you should embrace the world, because
Yes.
you are going to step into the world. It is not how to prepare you as to the food you should eat. It is not how to prepare you as to the songs you should sing or dance to. It's not how to prepare you to the clothes you should wear. You can choose to dress your kids in Chinese clothes, even though you are Jamaican or Black American or African or anything. You can choose and say, look, I fell in love with Chinese clothes. Let me just dress my kids in Chinese clothes. But that does not help them, prepare them to how they should embrace the world.
So what I'm picking up is basically what you could assume African American culture is. It's the outcomes of the worldview without having the worldview, right? The clothes, the music, the food. That comes from the worldview, but it's a side effect. Like you could call the, Benin or Aja, like their culture created their music, their foods, and their like tribute, their rituals, right? And instead of having a worldview first, they just went straight to the food, the culture, the fashion, and things like that.
I see. Okay. No.
Okay.
We miss things. Environment creates the food you eat. You don't create it. The environment. So if you live on an island, you most likely will eat a lot of aquaculture, right? Marine food. You didn't create it. It is the environment forced you to eat that. So in Africa, we eat a lot of starch, carbohydrate. It's the environment, because what grows in that environment, it's starch. So you are forced to eat it.
Yeah.
So it's not a culture that forced. The food came long. Human beings started eating before they started talking.
Yeah.
You understand? Human beings started eating before they started speaking.
Okay.
Because we started with fruits, I believe. They are hanging there, you pluck them and you eat. It's not a culture. It's the environment. So
What would you say the types of food a culture eats is a part of their culture?
No, it's part of their environment. So you can take...
But if you have a bunch of tribes who share a similar environment but eat different foods, why?
I wouldn't know how that would happen. Like Japanese are known to eat a lot of raw food, right?
Yeah.
Like sushi. Because they live right there on top of the fishes and what else are they going to be eating, right? Yeah. Americans are known to eat a lot of steak and potatoes because they live on a land where you have buffaloes and everything. So it's the environment that forces you to eat the type of food you eat. You see, you can take a Japanese out of Japan and put him in Africa, and he can adapt to some food there. But the world view still is important. Like I said, the food you eat doesn't prepare you as to how you're going to embrace the world. So let me give you an example of what world views are and how we have seen it play out among different cultures in the world.
Okay.
But before I get there, I was talking about language. You see, we have two types of language. We have what is called the mother tongue. So I have my mother tongue, right? And it's not a Benin language. Benin is a country forged by foreigners. In that country, Benin, in Africa, are almost more than 40 tribes that speaks distinct languages. Meaning if I travel 2.5 miles southwest of where I was born, I need an interpreter in my own country. When the language changes, everything changes. Beliefs, everything in that place changes, right? So we have mother tongue. So my mother tongue is Aja, which belongs to the Aja tribe inside Benin. So I'm not speaking Benin, but I'm speaking Aja. That's my mother tongue. When I wake up in the morning, I think in my language before I speak English. Then I speak English, which is an acquired tongue. So you can see a Japanese, his mother tongue is Japanese, but he speaks fluent English. And you would ask him, where did you learn English? Because you know immediately he's speaking an acquired tongue. So if I go to Bulgaria, China, and I'm speaking English, do you think they will think I'm an Englishman?
No.
Exactly. They will know immediately that I'm speaking an acquired tongue. But my behavior in Japan will be influenced by my tribal worldview.
Yes.
When I was growing up, my dad passed, so I grew up with my grandfather. And every evening, for those of you who've had grandparents, he's repeating the same thing. And you never kind of say, I'm tired with this. No. Every time he says it, it sounds fresh in your ears.
Yeah.
And my grandfather explained, in our society, in the Aja culture, our worldview is that anything that is in front of you, you must find a way to interact with it. Because life on earth is interdependent. So if you move the Aja man out of Aja and you take him to any strange land, first thing he would do is find a way to interact with whatever is in front of him.
Yes.
When I lived in Japan, okay, I went there to work. A company sent me there to work, right? I could live in my house, which was a nice house, go to work, come back home, club, until my time is over and I'll go out of Japan. But after the first 2 months, it started hitting me. I felt like something is missing.
Yeah.
Because here is Japan in front of me. I knew each time I left the house, people were peeping through their windows to see this guy who has come to disrupt. Who is he? Now, if this was America, nobody would peep, right?
Yeah.
Because you have every color here. So I began to ask my landlord, where can I find a community center? And he said, oh, the Kominkan. So Japanese community center is Kominkan. So he took me, the one in our neighborhood. I went there and there were women. Japanese have almost 70% housewives.
Yeah.
So when their husbands leave to work, they have to go to the community center. That's where they paint and draw and knit and then exchange information. So anyway, I went there and I said, I would like to come and teach English. Because English was expensive in Japan, many schools. And boy, they jumped on it. So I go there twice a week and I teach them English and I'm learning Japanese. Because my worldview that raised me said, whatever is in front of you, find a way to interact with it because life is interdependent. I need something from them, they need something from me. It will make my life comfortable. So we use the word, oh, he's a very cultured man. So you see, even the word culture has been used like a verb.
Yes.
But you don't say he's a very well-fed man with food. No.
Yes.
He's a cultured man. What is it people describe when they say you are cultured? Is it your dance form?
No, it's your personality.
Personality.
Yeah.
What you are doing with other people who are not like you. Do you know when culture is recognized? Not when you are among the group. It's when one individual leaves the group to go somewhere, then people can see your culture through you.
Yes. Yeah.
So culture is a worldview. I'll give you an example. In 1804 or 1884, I think, the prolific Irish journalist, O'Sullivan, finally coined the term after he observed the Englishman, which is part of them came to the United States to form this country. Why is the Englishman the way they are, that they think they are exceptional and they always want to take their culture outside and plant it on other people? And he coined it the manifest destiny. The Englishman believed that. Now look, I'm not giving any value to anybody's worldview, okay? Good, bad, wrong, that is not what I'm doing. I'm only describing. So the manifest destiny is deeply in the heart of the WASP Protestant.
Yeah.
He believed wherever he goes, that his way of life should be implanted on everybody because God put them here. So the way they work, why they marry, why they insist on community, all is driven by worldview.
Yes.
Wealth, their relationship with wealth is driven by the worldview. And that is why you see the difference between people when you see them.
Yeah.
That's why you see we tease the Jews always and say they will never buy 2 jeans in a year. But when they open their bank account, you choke.
Yeah.
But you can see my people, whether from Nigeria or Ghana or African Americans, we are decked up like we minted money.
Yeah.
But when we open our bank account, it's negative, negative, negative. It is our relationship with money.
So would you say that's you interfacing with way too much things? And because your culture, because like you say, the Aja culture is this. And of course there's positives and negatives to all these cultures.
Oh, right? I'm not talking about those. I'm just describing what it is.
You're describing these cultures, right? But in order for a people that does not have a worldview, they need to form a worldview. There's someone who formed the first worldview for the Aja people. Somebody did. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it was. You probably know from the oral histories of your tribe.
What did you call him? What did you call that group?
The Aja people.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And you'd call the African Americans African American, right? And history is not done yet, right? So in 1,000 years, they may look back and be like, oh, this person was the beginning of African culture. because we can't see it now because we're too close.
I see.
Right? It's almost like you're too close
Very-
to the problem, right? So where you can't see the worldview that is forming currently.
I see. You made a good point. You made a very good point. But when you say the Aja, you're talking about one collective, homogeneous people as a tribe.
Yes.
Who is an African American?
They're African descent people that live in America.
No, but you got to be more specific.
I mean, they're from hundreds of different tribes probably, and they're here now.
Okay, so who is an African American?
The ones that are born and raised here.
Yeah, but I mean the source.
The source
Yeah.
is now here.
Like I told you,
Yeah.
there was an evolution with all
course.
humans. So the Ajas could have moved from the northern part of Benin or from the northern part of Togo. Hunger, disease may have driven them, and they're holding hands with each other.
Yeah.
And the few that finally found a land and say, whoa, there's a river here. Look at fruits. Then they settled. Okay?
Yeah.
But that is a homogeneous group of people.
Yes.
They see each other as a community. That's why in Africa we began to do the tribal marks. Okay? Why do you think people were doing the tribal marks? It's because it allows you to recognize a Yoruba person, so you don't hurt him. So you're safe. You're safe.
Yeah.
Anyone without a mark, you know I'm not safe.
You can't trust them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So safety is the first that allows a community to be formed. If you feel safe among the people.
Yes.
So the Ajas were a homogeneous tribal group of people who finally found a land and they settled there. Over years, hundreds of years, we multiplied.
Yeah.
And we see each other as Aja. In Benin, if I show my passport at immigration, they know by my last name, this is an Aja boy. Okay?
Yes.
In Benin, okay? They know everyone by the last name.
Yeah.
So I ask you, if my great-great-great-grandfathers who were Aja started a worldview in order to allow them to form a community based on that worldview, who is an African American?
Yeah. So
Are African Americans Aja?
no.
Are they Yoruba?
No.
Are they Igbos?
No.
What are they?
They're African American. It's something new, right? This is what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is, which people became African Americans?
Which people became Aja? You don't remember.
But I'm telling you that it's a homogeneous.
It's homogeneous.
We
It's
spoke only
homogeneous
one
now.
language.
Yeah.
One language.
African Americans speak one language.
Our
They speak
belief was one language.
English. Yeah.
Our philosophy, one language. Our religion was one.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I see what you're saying now because it is a small group.
Not small, not the size.
Okay.
Singapore is not small, but it's 2.7 million.
It's
not the size of the
million.
people. That's correct.
It's very hard for homogeneous groups to get very large because they have to assimilate other groups.
If they
quickly,
can, they will.
right?
But
Yeah,
I'm
they
asking.
will.
The reason
But-
I'm asking you this is because we tend to forget that the one trick, and you see what the African Americans don't understand, and I'm going to share it with you. What happens to them here is happening to us on the continent.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean I'm talking about?
Because the violence between tribes of people, because you have a group of people you can trust and people you can't trust, so then you have trouble bridging groups of people, which causes violence between people, right? Just like there's violence between tribes, there's not violence within the tribe, but violence between tribes.
So when we had Yorubas in that region, which is now called Nigeria,
Yeah.
there was Yorubas, and they won't hurt each other.
Yeah.
They were tightly knitted. They had a worldview. They know where they were going. The worldview guides you. Human life is simply the end. Where are we going? Which we call self-determination, which allows for countries to be formed. There were Igbos, powerful. There were the Bendelites, Chekiris, the Calabar. These are distinct group of people who could have become a nation on their own.
Yeah.
And they lived in harmony.
Are you sure? Within the groups, they lived
Within
in
the
harmony.
harmony, yeah.
But if you
The
get
tribes,
outside,
yeah. I mean, like just in Europe, they fought each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the tribes fought tribes.
But how big are these tribes, right? Are they big enough to be considered countries where they could defend themselves?
Yes, they could.
You sure?
Do you know Liechtenstein?
Liechtenstein.
Yeah. Where is it?
It's between Germany and France.
And Switzerland. That's
okay.
correct.
Yeah.
What's the population?
about is it 100,000, 200,000, something like that? I'm not sure.
98,000.
98,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know Bermuda?
Bermuda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a country?
Yeah.
With a prime minister? Or
Yeah.
president?
Well, I mean, they're kind of like under the dominion of the U.S.
What is the population?
I don't know.
68,000.
Okay.
You know Antigua?
Yeah. Yeah.
110,000.
Okay.
Okay. The
And this
Yorubas
is-
were more than that. So anyway, let me
Okay.
explain. So there were tribal wars, fine.
Yeah.
But the tribes, because of the tribal wars, forced them to become very harmonious among themselves.
Yes. So would you say, okay, I don't want to go too far off
So-
topic, but yes.
What I said happened to the African Americans and it's happening to us
Yeah.
is the same.
Yeah.
Somebody then comes to the region of these autonomous tribes. The bigger ones or the stronger ones were absorbing smaller ones to become a nation. So you would have, if there was no interruption in 1883, there would have been what we call today the Yoruba nation. The Zulus, they were doing the same thing, taking smaller tribes to build what Chaka the Zulu, the Zulu nation. Then it was interrupted.
Yes.
So today you have Ghana with over 38 tribes. Benin is tinier than Ghana, has more than 40 tribes. Have you seen any growth? No. What do you hear about us every day? Civil wars, internal strifes,
Yes.
no trust. What happened to African Americans? They were taken from these same tribes and then they were put together.
Yes.
In them is an Ajah man who can look at you and say, yeah, he used to be a Yoruba, I can tell, and they used to be our enemy. So now here you are, forced to become African American, but individually, your DNA still holds to Yoruba, Igbo. Why do you do the swap? Because it tells you you're not African American. It's only what was coined in 1887 to describe your history.
Yeah. Okay. So, because there is a lot of genetic diversity in Africa, and so I agree with you on the point that, yeah, all of these tribes are different areas. So during this, when there was these big clans or tribes, pulling in all these other groups to create, Yoruba nation or Zulu nation, would you say that the reason now Africa struggles to see growth is because they're still doing that, but they can't do it outside of their nation? They can only do it inside of their nation, because if Ghana decided to invade Benin, the UK would come in, or the France would come in.
No, Ghana is big enough that
I think someone would stop them, right?
But
much like Russia and Ukraine, where it's just like, okay, you can't take that.
No.
Right? You think they would let them do it?
Did you watch my episode where I went down to explain that for some strange reason you never find a black man, whether it's in the Caribbean or Africa, ever cross over borders to attack another country, has never colonized any place, has never.
This is fairly right now, but is it Rwanda currently trying to take? Would it be Western Congo, DRC?
No. Those are two complex issues.
Okay.
With no clear. No. They're not trying to take. Congo is huge and diverse.
Yeah.
Brazzaville, Zaire, and then Rwanda. We are talking about. There are many Rwandese who live in Congo. Like they say, there are Russian ethnics who live in Ukraine,
Yeah.
and they are not happy with how they are being treated. So always there's a conflict that would go on, but that is not the case. It's not true. Rwanda fought its own people inside Rwanda and killed 1 million plus. So I'm trying to say, if the African Americans are confused and thinking that I'm saying something wrong, right now, Ghana doesn't have a culture.
The tribes in Ghana have culture.
That's correct.
And so Americans have a culture, but African Americans don't have culture?
Well, I'm leaving that for you to decide. Tell me what it is. I've just told you. I've just told you how I was raised, what was always in my head, and now it's even making more sense that it still forces me. Everywhere I live. I lived in Bridgeport. Do you know how many people came from the Middle East, from Europe, that came to the University of Bridgeport with me?
Yeah.
I immediately wanted to become the student president, and I became the student president. Before that, I was my dorm president. Before that, I was the Residents Association president. I just wanted to do something because I've been told by my worldview, for you to succeed and have a stability of heart and mind, you need to embrace what is in front of you and give something to that place. That's my worldview.
Yes.
So let me ask you, When you hear about the African American, what worldview comes to your mind? Yes, the manifest destiny of the English boy have been demonstrated on how he conquered the world and think everybody should listen to him. The Jews, what is their worldview? They have, from the time of Abraham, said that they believe they were placed here by God in order for them to represent something about God. Do you know what such a people would do to make sure their existence is sustained?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You see? So let me tell you something. Do you know why the Jews, that Mossad is so different from among all the other espionage, agencies? The other ones are interested in technology, stealing technology, education, ideas, culture, and stuff like that. So the CIA has more budget for the education department of the CIA than it has anything like you think it's an 007. It's not. But the Mossad is known clearly for only one thing. What is it? Kill.
They're very good at cybersecurity as well. So
well, because they want to know where you are when they want to kill you. Yeah. What are they killing for? Zion. Zion is a culture. So let me ask you, if you hear of the African American, then what comes to your mind? Japanese, why do you think they became so volatile in Asia? Because they said they believe that life is cyclical, right? That's why suicide is accepted as part of the culture. Why? Because they believe that they were told life is cyclical. You haven't ended it. So why are you holding on to it? That's why they don't have what we call here, what is it called? Life support?
Yeah, life support, yeah.
No. Buddhism also have what is called karma and reincarnation. That is their worldview. Yeah. This is what drives them to the way they work. For them, community, nothing. Do you know Japanese says, they will never say my mother, they say our mother, even when they're talking to you. Koreans do the same thing. Japanese don't say my country. American says my country. Japanese says our country. In our country, Japan, but American will say in my country. Yeah. Because America is an individual activity. Yeah. First, the WASP Yankee culture says three things only. One is, first and foremost, individual development. Yeah. Develop yourself from your bootstrap while the community is watching.
Yeah.
Then they will give you a hand if they see it. Then develop your family. Okay? And it's not the number of hours you spend at home. They want to see quality.
Yeah.
And then give back to the community. Three things. So, community membership and belonging among the Yankees is earned. Do you know how we earn community membership?
You're born with it.
That's it. You're just part of us.
Yeah.
You can do all the wrong you like in my, and some people will still keep you. So let me go back and ask you.
I have a question on Japan, where, why you say, are they just born into their culture, where like they're accepted? Because you said in your culture you're born into it and they're more collective, right? And Japan is also collective.
Yeah.
And America is individualist, where you have to almost earn your spot in it. In Japan, are they just accepted into it, or is it something they have to earn as well? Because it seems like they're...
Yeah, that's why they have the stigma.
Okay.
Yeah, the shame factor.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't tell you. You know that you don't belong.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. You just have to the point. So I'll tell you something about Japanese universities. It's harder than everywhere on earth. Hong Kong, China, and Japan. No, Korea, Hong Kong, and Japan to graduate high school. Seriously, to pass. To go to college.
Yeah.
It's not here in America. You pass.
Okay.
But when you get to college in Japan, no more work. Because that preparation alone, they know. Because in Japan, everybody graduates in Japan from college. You know why? It's all project. They work on projects.
It makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
So yes, to your question, it's a very good one. Meaning that it is not just automatic acceptance. It's just too clear and severe and strict that the worldview drives you to. Yeah. And so these are the differences we see. So I'm asking you the last question and then we can roll up. Yeah. So if I've never been to the United States and I hear African American, they can describe three things about the Japanese. They're talking about Japanese. Kurashi, working until you die on the work. Because for you work for the community. You don't work for. So if you ask the Japanese, why do you work? Take randomly 1,000 of them. They all give you the same answer. My community, our community. Why do African Americans work? The Yoruba when they were Yorubas, if you ask them, why do you work? They will tell you, it's for my community. Now in Nigeria, if you ask them, why do you work? For me, everybody wants to survive. There's no more culture. So if they ask 5 Nigerians, you've been around them,
Yes.
they gave you names. Can you ask them, what is Nigerian culture? Will they tell you?
No, they'll tell me Igbo culture.
That's
though.
correct.
Yeah.
So if I say Nigerians don't have culture, would they be angry with me?
No,
Well, why are African Americans angry with me?
because they're separated from the beginning of where they came from, right? So
But
they
that is
don't-
even worse. Yes. Now, when you hear in February, what is the first introduction you hear in any African American book or narration? They took us from Africa, and we lost our culture, we lost our language, our history. So am I the one saying it? You say it all the time.
Yeah.
What did African American lose as a result of slavery? What was it? Money? Fame? No. What did they lose?
Culture.
Then why are they cussing me out? I was just trying to wake up a conversation
Yeah.
so that we can look inside and see why the fatigue is growing. Because nothing is guiding you. Let me give you, in the last 10 years, A$AP Rocky went to Denmark the first time, 48 hours. They bounced his ass into jail. The Ball brothers went to China to play basketball. They were stealing. They threw the 2 of them into jail. A young lady went to Dubai 2 years ago and couldn't just simply have a disagreement at the airport. And the Dubaians threw her ass in jail. Brittany Griner, she could have settled that thing at the airport. They put her in jail. I can go down the list. How many Jamaicans have been thrown in jail in China?
I don't know.
And why do you think this is so common? And now we are screaming, black fatigue. Culture. Nigeria used to be the most decent place. Decent when you see their dressing. Ghana used to be, when a Ghanaian dresses up, that is when they were Ashantis, Airways, Gas. Respectful, I'm telling you. You wouldn't see a woman's cleavage. Today we have garbage because there's no culture anymore in Ghana. And with that, Philip, thank you so much.
Thanks
man.
for having me.
You made this conversation so good. You've given me an opportunity to explain. Let me hear what people will say in the comments. Well, again, please, as you are listening, subscribe because that's the only way we can sustain these and grow. I thank you all very much for the letters I've received after that viral video. I've got a lot of support, those who understand me and those who don't understand me. Yes, as a soundbite, if you hear African Americans don't have a culture, that's it. Some people didn't even listen to the whole thing.
For sure.
But I'm not here to cause division. As you have seen, I've been with you for what, 48 hours. I picked you from the airport. We had dinner, and I didn't know you from anywhere.
Yeah.
But you're an African American, and you've come in with respect to say, I want to listen to you.
Yeah.
I promise you, there is a future, and that is coming from people like you. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, next week, another episode is going to drop. It's going to be really good. So subscribe, like us, love us, follow us. And once again, this is ZPR Zanu Project Rethink, and I'll see you around.